Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas Gk. First up, the agenda brief. Prime Minister Modi, in his first address on Operation Sindhur, rained fire on Pakistan, drawing the red line and issuing a stern warning to the neighbouring nation that talks and terror won't go hand in hand, and that India will give a befitting response to terror and its backers. The question is, will Pakistan mend its ways? On the other half, a Newshour Agenda, watch the Prime Minister's thundering 22-minute speech, which carries a clear and categorical message to the neighbouring nation. And on to our top focus, viewers. 5 days after India launched Operation Sindhur, striking at the heart of terror hubs in Pakistan and POK, Prime Minister Modi hailed the forces for the successful operation which made Pakistan fall on its knees and beg for mercy. In his 20-minute address, the Prime Minister sent out a clear and direct message to Pakistan that India has zero tolerance to terror and that India will no longer differentiate between terror, its perpetrators and patrons. Prime Minister outlined that while it is not an era of war, it is also not an era of terror. In a stern warning to Pakistan, Prime Minister Modi asserted that India won't tolerate nuclear blackmail and that nuclear threats won't deter it from acting against terror dens. On talks with Pakistan, the Prime Minister underlined that any talks that will happen with a neighbouring nation will be on terror and that any talk on Kashmir will be on POK. He also warned that blood and water won't flow together. Listen in.
हमने पाकिस्तान के आतंकी और सैन्य ठिकानों पर अपनी जवाबी कार्रवाई को अभी सिर्फ स्थगित किया है। आने वाले दिनों में हम पाकिस्तान के हर कदम को इस कसौटी पर मापेंगे कि वो क्या रवैया अपनाता है। भारत पर आतंकी हमला हुआ तो मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया जाएगा। हम अपने तरीके से अपनी शर्तों पर जवाब देकर रहेंगे। हर उस जगह जाकर कठोर कार्रवाई करेंगे जहां से आतंकी जड़ें निकलती हैं। निश्चित तौर पर ये युग युद्ध का नहीं है, लेकिन ये युग आतंकवाद का भी नहीं है। कोई भी न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल भारत नहीं सहेगा। न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल की आड़ में पनप रहे आतंकी ठिकानों पर भारत सटीक और निर्णायक प्रहार करे। भारत का मत एकदम स्पष्ट है। टेरर और टॉक एक साथ नहीं हो सकते। टेरर और ट्रेड एक साथ नहीं चल सकते और पानी और खून भी एक साथ नहीं बह सकता।
All right, drone spotted in Samba in J&K. That's the latest breaking update coming in. No drone activity for the past 15 minutes. Precautionary blackouts have been done in several cities. And there is a precautionary blackout in Jalandhar as well as Firozpur in Punjab. Let's quickly take this across to our reporters. Joining us live with us is Tejshri, who's joining us on the issue that we've been reporting as far as Samba is concerned. Tejshri, what are the latest updates there? What are the government sources there telling you as to the situation? Has it calmed down now?
Well, what we are getting to know is that yes, there was some kind of drone activity. Multiple drones were spotted in Samba half an hour back. But if we talk about what is happening latest as of now, then since past 15 minutes, there is no drone activity as of now in Samba. Let me tell you that Samba shares international border. There's an international border between India and Pakistan. We have been seeing multiple ceasefire violations and drones being spotted at the LOC. But now, in fact, at Samba also, the drones were spotted. complete blackout in Samba as of now, and also in fact what we are getting to know from our sources is that there are multiple at regular intervals siren sound could also be heard on regular intervals, and in fact for precautionary measures the villagers over there staying in Samba near the international border as well, and in the last village of Samba as well, they have been asked to go to the bunkers because we saw that how they were returning to the normalcy, but since the drones were spotted, the officials have asked them to move to the bunker for their safety.
Okay, let me get a quick update from Priyank as well. Priyank, I'm told that both in Jalandhar and in Firozpur in Punjab, blackouts have been sounded. What exactly are the authorities there saying is the reason behind it? Do they suspect there is some kind of drone activity there? Priyank, what exactly are we looking at?
See, Madhav, what I have got to know that these are comparatively small drones. These are not drones which can have an equipment which is capable of having any kind of explosive. These are surveillance drone, and the origin of the drone is yet to be known to us. But certainly looking at the manner in which the Pakistanis have sent a swarm of drones in the last few days, people are very much worried. And the kind of, firing and all those red lights, which is because of the anti-drone system, which has been fired from the defense establishment, it is certainly creating a huge amount of panic. We are awaiting the reply from the Indian Army or from the Indian Air Force. But the two things are very much clear, that these are small drones, not capable of any kind of explosive which could be there in these drones. These are surveillance drones. The origin is yet to be decided.
Okay. We'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much, Tejshri, as well as Priyank, for joining us on the story, developing story indeed. And we'll keep coming back to whatever updates are there. Opening this up to our panelists, with us is Colonel Shailendra Singh, defense expert, joining us here in the studio. Also with us is Major General Gg Dwivedi, a former Assistant Chief of Integrated Staff. We also have Air Marshal RGK Kapoor. He's an ex-air officer Commanding-in-Chief, Central Air Command. With us is Anil Trigunayat, former ambassador. Dr. Anantakrishna M, independent defense journalist, is with us. And also with us is Peter Kuznick. He's an author and professor of history and director of the Nuclear Studies Institute at the American University. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. And let me begin with you. Air Marshal RGK Kapoor, very clearly Pakistan once again, violating this kind of cessation of firing. Once again, we are seeing drones coming across the international border. India has said that whatever Pakistan may try, it will get back and get back multi-fold. We've seen that action happen in the past as well. What are we looking at? Is this, do you see this as a routine settling down of ceasefires as they have been in the past? Is this some kind of deliberate provocation, given that the Prime Minister was speaking just before these drones were fired? How do you look at it, sir?
I think there could be multiple reasons. I do not see any questions of Pakistan not conveying it very categorically. We have had this clear thing that there will be no intrusions after 10th of May, and today the DGMOs have spoken again. So I do not think that there is any question of doubt that remains there. What remains is that yes, we've seen drone activity, especially in Punjab and all, where drones have been used to smuggle currency, to smuggle drugs and weapons. And similarly, these drones could be used in those activities. But whatever that may be, I think Operation Sindoor is ongoing. And if there is any violation, intrusion, which is obviously been seen, sometimes, what happens is when you're very close to the international border or line of control, and you're watching these lights go by in very, very clear visibility. These may be very far, but they'll appear very close.
Okay.
And so I think it is precautionary that the blackout measures have been instituted. But at the same time, I think since Operation Sindoor is ongoing, the counter-US systems would be available.
All right. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, sir, because there's a statement from the army that's coming in. In fact, this is what sources in the army are telling my colleague Shinjoy, that a small number of suspected drones are being observed near Samba and J&K. They are being engaged. There is no need to be alarmed. So that's the word coming in from the army. But let me quickly bring in Dr. Anantakrishnan M, who's an independent defense journalist. Dr. Anantakrishnan, these are, the Prime Minister also spoke very importantly about how made in India defense equipment has played a very, very critical role. And whether we're talking about Akash missile defense system, whether we're talking about drones, very, very important to note how the Prime Minister has spoken about the importance of these. And also earlier today, we saw a press conference where we saw soft kill, hard kill, all of those capabilities that have been developed right here in India.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the lot of especially the aerospace and defense fraternity in India would be definitely celebrating today because it has been a huge stamp on what they have produced so far in the Make in India. Make in India, including me at some times have told it was a slogan, but then over the period of time it has shown results, and now. Definitely this Operation Sindhur, the kind of impact it has created, the number of weapons, the number of products, whether it is from DRDO, and DRDO, like let me tell you, the unsung hero of this this operation, because a lot of people are talking about imported S4 system, all that they played a big role. But the fact is, our own Akash, all the Desi systems, whether it is Akash and many more. I want to bring your attention, since you told about the PM speech with regard to Make in India. There is one system less talked about. Today in the DGMO's press conference, there was a clip that was shown, the D4 system that is developed by DRDO, developed by 4 labs of DRDO, led by their ECS cluster. So 4 labs have played a critical role, LRD, CHES, IRD, so many labs. So this is a system where detect, destroy, the D4 stands for many different Ds.
Right.
So there are so many systems that has been used during this conflict. Everything has been put to use, everything has shown results. And I think, it's the best exhibition of Make in India's multiple systems, whether it is missiles, drones, whether it is communication systems.
Okay.
Perfect.
We're going to come into all of those aspects one by one, but let me quickly bring in Peter Kuznick as well. Peter Kuznick, one of the things that the Prime Minister very clearly showed is that, Pakistan thus until now would spread terror and then would go under this doctrine that, we are a nuclear power, that nuclear threat would repeatedly come in from Pakistan's side. That bluff has been called out today. And the Prime Minister has made it very clear that whatever may be the kind of weaponry that Pakistan may have, nukes or not, India is not going to allow for this kind of terrorism to go unpunished, unresponded to. And that's a big, big change from the past approach that we've seen here in India. How are you looking at it, Peter Kuznick?
It worries me, to tell you the truth. The reason why the U.S. and other countries got so involved was because India and Pakistan were on this escalatory ladder, and we didn't know where it was going to stop. This is not like what it's been in recent decades. Each side was bombing bases deep inside the other countries. Each side now has a lot more technological capabilities with these weapon systems, and we didn't know where this was going to end. So when you have 2 armed adversaries who feel such deep disdain and mistrust for each other, then the situation can easily spiral out of control. So that worries me. In this nuclear world, we've got to find other ways to resolve conflicts rather than military. I understand India's sensitivity and concern about these kind of terrorist attacks, but military answers are not going to work.
Do you agree with that? Anil Trigunaya, do you agree with that view that has been expressed by Peter Kuznick, that military answers are not going to work?
Well, there is no other way. I mean, you can't hug the terrorists. That's no possibility. So you have to be very firm with them, and that's what India has shown. In fact, it is for the state of Pakistan to have played in a responsible manner. And that was Prime Minister also mentioned. When India only took out and stating clearly that we are taking out the terrorist hideouts, attacking them for what they had done in Pahalgam. And this was a non-escalatory. But the Pakistan chose the other way. And so therefore, what you are left with is just to attack back. So India continued to retaliate and retaliate in a harsh manner. And that's where the Americans and others started thinking, and this has repeatedly happened. In fact, this kind of a bogey of nuclear weapon systems that Pakistan threatens with has always been a bigger problem for the West and other countries. Because, see, if Pakistan uses it, it'll be finished for good forever. That is the problem. And they know it very well. They can't be light-hearted in this. They are just using it as a simple bogey. So, on that basis, they have used for the last 3 decades terrorism as an instrument of foreign policy.
Okay.
Now that India has started hitting back where it is needed, so they should be cooperating. Because they are going around the world that we are suffering from terrorism while creating it and creating the factories of terrorism on their soil. And they are all attending. I mean, Prime Minister also mentioned, it has been shown all over, that the army, everybody is attending there.
Absolutely.
And the defense minister says they are the second line of defense.
Well,
Now,
the government
in that
backs the
kind of
terrorists there. I
situation,
think that
no
has been
options.
proven repeatedly, sir, in the last few days. But I want to very quickly draw the attention of our viewers to what exactly happened. And we got a glimpse of that at today's DGMO press briefing. And I want to quickly bring up on the map, and Girl Sharon Singh, you can come in here with me. You know, these are the various air bases that have been struck. There's the Sukur air base is located between Karachi and Hyderabad. Let's move on to the next air base that we're talking about. If we can quickly bring in, okay, this is southern Pakistan's tactical hub is what we are told, and that's why it's so important. There's the Rahim Yar Khan Air Base close to the Rajasthan border, which has also been hit. Yet another important base because it facilitates the rapid fire operations as far as the Pakistan forces are concerned, houses fighter jets and UAVs as well. So very important forward position there for Pakistan from the air point of view. There's the Chunia radar site, which is located 70 kilometers south of Lahore. This is another place which is a major operational air base of Pakistan that has been hit. There's also the Rafiki air base, major fighter jet operational base as far as Pakistan is concerned. It's also where the Mirage fighter squadron is located there. There's a JF-17 Thunder squadron also that's located at the Rafiki air base. The Murid air base is a hub of Pakistan's drone operations. It's here that the launch pad for the UAV has actually happened, and it's 10 kilometers, just 10 kilometers from capital Islamabad that the Noor Khan Air Base has also been attacked. And remember, this is perhaps one of the most significant ones. It's right next to the Pakistan Army's GHQ, or the headquarters. It's played an active role in the 65 and the 71 wars. And this is, of course, one of the most important bases, as we've been saying, that have in fact been attacked. Let's quickly go on to the other bases if you have them. All right, I think these are some of them, a total of 13 bases, Colonel Shailendra, but these are the most important ones. Take us through why this has been so significant and such a big blow for Pakistan.
Jai Hind, Namaskar. When you say that we have taken on the bases, let's start counting what are not taken. That's also equally important. Down from south, going right
From
up
Karachi.
to north.
It's from Karachi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Down from south up to north.
Up to north.
Which is the place we have not stuck.
Correct.
And if we are going for 13 sites, this is only conveying to the Pakistan. We will search for you. We will identify you. We will track you, and we will destroy you. We have the capacity and capability. What Prime Minister said, length and breadth, we will search, even if you go down to the depth. And that is where probably, I don't know why Pakistan is panicking, that in a particular hill they have got something, and that has been stuck on their own. Our Air Marshal says, no, you are the first one to tell us. We must understand this. Now coming to this point. India has been very selective in taking these places, because that means that we are going for your strategic assets, and we can destroy. It doesn't mean that the whole air base gets destroyed. If Noor Khan is to be taken, this is one of the most important ones. You know why? Because this is the hub. This is from where the complete ISI communication is there. Complete VIP movement is there. Complete, the logistics is there, because their biggest logistic aircrafts are there. So that is the importance of this. This is also the place where the refueling tanker, those aircrafts are stationed. There are 3 to 5 squadrons which are already there. So what more we want? What more we want to convey? Pakistan knows that not only we know your place, we have not destroyed it completely. Let me tell you that. We have destroyed some part of the airstrip. Airstrip, no problems.
Okay.
They will be able to repair it. We also know it. But we have told them that if we can come this far, then we can take you any far.
At any point of time in the future.
At any point of time of our choosing. Please understand, as an Indian citizen, we have this complete green in our control.
Correct.
We
And
are able to.
strategically, when it comes to India's firing power, if you look at Pakistan, which is a narrow, long country, we've shown that we can go right deep into Pakistan.
We have.
Earlier,
We
when
have.
we hit the 9 tiger camps, we hit Bahawalpur, which is, say, not very far into Pakistan, Punjab. But now we've shown from the length to the breadth, from the north to the south, virtually the whole country is within our range.
I wish you would have even put another one. There is another dotted line which is supposed to come in this side. That is called as the POK. And that is where we have stuck that is where we have stuck the terror camps.
Terror camps as well.
This is all what you are showing right now.
Okay.
Is deep inside. The deep is, as far as I am concerned, deep from border is 1 kilometer also and 100 kilometers also.
Okay. This is the complete list of sites. Yeah. This is the one that you were talking about.
So you tell me which is the
Karachi
place
air defense site, Sukkur radar site, Jacobabad hangar
No,
site.
don't go like this. It is going like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both sides closer to the international border, as well as, of course, deep inside Pakistan, as we were discussing. Murid Air Base, Noorkhar Air Base, Sargodha Air Base, Gujranwala radar site, Rafiki, other facilities. We also have, of course, the Parur radar site, Lahore radar site, Chunyan radar site, Rahim Yar Khan Air Base, and the Bholari Air Base. Just look at the sheer number of places that have been hit from Karachi all the way to Islamabad. That's the kind of attack
This is
that
called
has
as
happened.
length and breadth.
Absolutely.
This is where what I'm.
Let me bring in our other panelists as well. In fact, Major General G. Dwivedi has also been waiting very patiently. Mr. Dwivedi, how do you look at this? Because it's the terror infrastructure. It is the infrastructure of the Air Force. In fact, earlier we had hit the terror infrastructure. Now, with this signaling, in fact, several of their runways also being completely disabled, the clear message was that if they engaged further, they wouldn't even be able to get their air assets airborne.
Well, Madhav, I'm sure you are going to reward me for my patience and give me 2-3 minutes uninterrupted.
Please, floor is yours, sir.
First and foremost, those of us who have spent better part of the years fighting the proxy war of Pakistan, we can say with a certain degree of credibility that there is a change in this strategy as far as India is concerned. Because so far, since 90, and I had multiple tenures here, that our fight basically was on the line of control and tightening the grid inside. But today, the whole picture is different because we have gone across the LOC and hit from where the terrorism originates. And this is what we had been actually advocating for a very long time, that you cannot, deter Pakistan, you cannot stop this menace of proxy war until you get to the root of it from where the whole thing is being orchestrated. And secondly, Madhav, it is not the expendable terrorists who actually count. Who is behind it? It's the Pakistan Army. And we have not been able to hurt Pakistan Army because for simple 2-3 reasons. Since 2003, they were ceasefire. Therefore, Pakistan Army was at liberty to influx of terrorists coming inside, and there was no punitive action being taken. Point number one. Secondly, the proxy war is the doctrine of Pakistan Army. And you saw how their senior general like Faiz and Sartaj are actually at the funerals of these terrorists because right from Musharraf, Imran Khan, and today, the Pakistan Defense Minister Khwaja Asif, they say, yes, we have been nurturing the terrorists. They are actually our asset. They are our heroes. The point I'm trying to make is that today, now onward, what the Prime Minister also said, the narrative has changed. And Pakistan Army will have to pay price. And we are going to make it cost prohibitive because, after all, Operation Sindhur only phase 1 has gone through. That is the aerial dimension. I think a lot more is going to come if Pakistan Army doesn't man its base. So I have just 2-3 concluding comments. Until we hit Pakistan Army, Pakistan, this is not going to end. This dose that we are given is only I would say, test dose. So it is upon the Pakistan Army to take it, or if they continue, then I think a lot more is going to come. And lastly, Madhav, we have to have a national strategy. It is not just reacting to one or the other. Until we have a anti-proxy war strategy in place, until we have the capability to deter. So my very humble request to our leadership, which I used to also make when I was in position, that let's build up capability, let's build up the power. Let's not only react when the enemy is on the gate.
I have to come in now, sir. I want to quickly bring in Air Marshal RGK Kapoor. Air Marshal Kapoor, do you with that analysis, because at the end of the day, Pakistan may have said that they're going for a cessation of firing from their side. What's happened on the border just now, a short while back, we've seen. But India has said that it is continuing Operation Sindhur. We are going to continue to be in a state of preparedness, because Pakistan may very well try any other misadventure in coming weeks and coming months.
Yeah, so let me just go back to the map of air bases that you showed.
Yes.
You see the whole planning and execution has been very meticulous. Why I am saying so is, if we analyze the radars, the air defense systems, that is the surface-to-air missile systems of Pakistan, and the air bases which have been taken out, it is kind of a very, very meticulously thought of strategy of taking out things which will actually help in case the operations go any further. So Sargodha, Rafiki, Noor Khan, Murid, and these bases are their crown jewels. So if we can hit them at the time and point of our choosing, then they really know that they can be hit multiple times, and multiple points on those bases can be hit. So it was a message, and it was a very, very well thought of strategy of conducting air operations. Coming to Operation Sindhur ongoing, like I said, whether a drone is a surveillance drone or a strike drone, there is no difference as far as we are concerned. If a drone violates the airspace of India, it is to be shot down or neutralized in whichever manner which is deemed fit by the operator who's on the ground. So I think the message is loud and clear that any misadventure or any intrusion will be dealt. And I think that is very clear, that there will be no let-up in terms of our posture, in terms of our deployments, and in terms of our response to any kind of misadventure or any kind of activity that Pakistan resorts to.
All right, let me bring in Anil Trigunath now very quickly. Anil Trigunath, I want you to draw your attention to one very important thing that was said by the Prime Minister today. We've seen him in the past, and the government's stated position is that terror and talks cannot go hand in hand. The Prime Minister said earlier that blood and water cannot flow together. He said that again today. But very interestingly, he said that trade and terror cannot go together. Do you connect this with what the President Trump said? Because President Trump a short while earlier was quoted saying, let's stop it, let's stop it. If you stop it, we are doing trade. If you don't stop it, we're not going to do any trade. And this he said in the context of his talks with both India and Pakistan. Do you see a connection here, sir?
Well, I think that's correct. In fact, there is no carrot that is single to you just to say that you can be killed if you are going to buy something from us. That's not going to be there. So we are not into that. Here is a survival thing. This is an existential thing. And this is not only for India, it is for the world. Unless the world unites and acknowledges that terrorism is the real global threat, it is going to be an extremely difficult thing. But India is prepared now to take it on and be in the lead. We do not discriminate or associate any terrorists with a personal grudge. We know that they are against us, and we are going to kill them. Other countries do that. My terrorist versus your terrorist, good terrorist, bad terrorist. They are masters in that art, and they have propped them up. So therefore, they can talk whichever way. But India is suffering and has to respond.
Gentlemen, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening. Clearly, of course, what will Pakistan do? India sent out a very, very strong message. Will Pakistan still gather the courage to actually carry out anything in the future? That's something that we'll have to watch out to. Prime Minister's drawn the line. He said that this is a new normal, and all eyes really will be on what happens from here on. For the moment, we're going to cut across live to the Prime Minister's speech, but I'd like to thank all our panelists, Colonel Sharendra Singh, Major General G.T. Dwivedi, Air Marshal R.G.K. Kapoor, Anil Trigunath, Dr. Anand Krishna, and M. Peter Kuznick. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.